Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. It's been a busy week and I am trying as much as possible to get caught up on all the stories. I've been a little bit discombobulated, but there's been a lot going on with Aaron Carter. We have not checked in with him in a while, so I figured we might as well talk about Aaron. This week with Aaron has been intense. He actually drove 7,000 miles from California to Florida, I believe, to pick up his mother, who he says has relapsed after she went to rehab after her appearance on the doctors about a month or two ago. She had been doing pretty well, but apparently had been started drinking again. She is an alcoholic and has struggled with alcoholism for a very long time, according to her appearance on the doctors. Now, the 7,000 mile trip he drove, and during this time, he picked her up. He had a bunch of pugs in the car. His mother appeared loaded a lot, drunk, wasted on stuff. There were some people worried that he was abusing the dogs. There was like 7 pugs in the car, puppies and older dogs, and his mom at one point punched one of the pugs or smacked the pug down. I don't know. Obviously, it's been a wild week for him. Mama Jane didn't look very good, let's just say, when all of this was going on. And he was actually in the hospital a couple days ago for stress and exhaustion. And at that time, TMZ reported that he had lost a ton of weight and he is down to 115 pounds. Aaron's not a short man. Apparently, he had been struggling with gaining weight. On Marriage Boot Camp, he did talk about having an eating disorder and related to when he's feeling stressed out. He also talks about having some sort of hernia that causes him to have reflux and makes eating difficult. And at one point, he rebounded with his weight a couple years ago, got up to about 145, I think. He should be, according to what I've read, around 165 to 170. So he is extremely underweight at this point. And during that hospitalization, he posted a photo on Instagram saying that his mother was going to take care of him. Now, he didn't spend very much time in the hospital. He was only there, I think, for less than a day in the ER. The photo that he shared on Instagram had him hooked up to IVs. And then today, he's in the process of driving home, and it's been a long day of really wild assertions by Aaron. Now, it's hard to know sometimes what is real and what is fake. He has made a lot of claims in the last few months. He has claimed that he's purchased an island. He has said that he is moving to Canada. He has claimed that his sister Leslie, who is now deceased, was very inappropriate with him as a child. He has claimed that multiple men were very inappropriate with him as a child. He has been going after his brother. There are restraining orders currently by his twin sister Angel, and his brother Nick. He has been brandishing guns on Instagram. He has been in a very, I would say, epic downward spiral with declining, whether it's drug abuse or mental health. I have no idea. But today's Instagram is interesting. And I'm going to show you a clip of it, and then I'll tell you some of the highlights of what he talked about. But I'll show you what he was just on only a few minutes ago, talking with a gentleman named Zach Booth Dorf, who appears to be an actor. Now, I'm not sure if he is actually friends with Aaron, but he seemed to be a calming force in his conversation with Aaron and was probably the most calm Aaron was. And I think this will show you a little bit more of what Aaron says is going on.
It's just left and right.
Yeah.
Thousands of people watching.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. If anybody looks up a fucking hiatal hernia, they'll see that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Like, if you keep going through stress for 13 years straight, that's what happens. You develop esophageal cancer. Period. And
half
they're
these
like, oh,
people I don't even think were listening when you told them what happened. Like the numbers went up so much recently. Like I feel like a lot of them just came on just to talk nonsense. So, they're trying to like be all like got you or something about something that you said, but I don't think most of them even heard what you said. Numbers went up so much recently. Like I feel like a lot of them.
helping the first stages of esophagus. So I was diagnosed with a hiatal hernia at 19 years old. Um, my mom, I drove almost 7,000 miles to get her. All right, I'm exhausted. I'm trying to
Yeah.
get home. I'm about 4 hours away from being home. Um, she did not want to go to rehab, so she got out of the car in Arizona, where my uncle Steve lives, who is in the ICU and is dying right now. And I'm 31 years old and I'm developing the first stages of esophageal cancer. So, and it's one of the quickest ways to die. And I'm just basically telling my fans I love them. They're like, oh, you only go live with people. No, I go live with people that are doing that because I want them to understand like the severity of the situation and what they've done.
Of course. Most of the people that like talk so much nonsense, the second you go live with them, they're like they just want to be like a little friendlier or whatever. You know what I mean? Like once their face is up there, they just want you to like them. They just want attention, and once you give it to them, they have like nothing to say. All their anger, like they're not in your face, like saying the same things that they type, because people don't realize when they type something like how impactful that can be. But they wouldn't say half the stuff that they type.
Uh, I just want to let everybody know basically that this is my last Instagram live. It's okay, baby girl. It's okay. I know.
Okay. So he says that a hernia in his esophagus has developed over time into early stages of esophageal cancer. Now, he didn't say he has cancer, he said early stages of esophageal cancer. And now he says in a previous live, only a few minutes before I got that clip, he said he had only 2 years to live, but it doesn't sound like he's had any testing at this point, only a brief stay in the hospital, and whether or not he's actually at a stage that would have a timeline at this point seems odd. It's very hard to know like whether or not this is real. He's had a lot of claims about his hiatal hernia, which I believe causes a lot of reflux and can make you have a sore throat. It can make swallowing difficult. But I don't know what's real here or what's not. He promises he's going to get off Instagram Live. Other things that he said was that his mother OD'd last night. She took a bunch of pills, Seroquel, he said, some other pill, and then she drank on top of it. She was ODing in the front seat. He says he pulled over a drunk driver last night. He said that his mother decided on the way to rehab that she was not going to go to rehab, and so he dropped her off in Arizona. Things seem a little bit chaotic here. In that same conversation with Zach, he also said that all of this is to blame. He blamed his brother Nick Carter for all of it. He said his brother Nick Carter is doing all of this to kill him. So again, I don't know if he actually has cancer. Like, he says he has cancer, but I don't know that he actually has cancer, and I don't know if he's like in his right mind, whether or not that's actually real or not. He says that he has 4 doctor's appointments this week, and he will learn more. If this is true, this is not good news, obviously. It could be a reason why he's had a lot of weight loss. According to the Mayo Clinic, some of the earliest signs of esophageal cancer are weight loss without trying and having a sore throat, which he was complaining about. He was saying that hernia he has can cause esophageal cancer. Now, I didn't see that specific hernia on there, but it did say that excessive GERD or reflux can lead to esophageal cancer, but so can alcohol abuse and smoking, which Aaron does. He smokes a lot. So it could be a combination of all of those things that might be contributing to it here. Obviously, we don't want to say that he's lying, but you have to be, it's Aaron, right? So we have to be tentatively cautious. We have to be cautious with this. Obviously, whatever's going on with Aaron, he is getting rapidly worse. And I hope that he will stop going online. I hope he means this. I hope that he goes to the doctor and takes care of himself. I'm sure it's been extremely chaotic. If he himself, he was saying that he has to take care of his mother. He's got to save her. He seems to have a savior complex too. In the same live, he was talking about how his mother stole money from him. He was all over the place, really hard to follow at times. People were saying that he's manic. He's saying that he was on drugs. He insisted that he wasn't on drugs, and he insisted that he doesn't even have bipolar disorder. I'm at a loss, and I haven't covered it very much because I try to be very sensitive to this stuff, and he clearly is struggling, and so I hope he gets home safe, which I think a lot of people there are hoping the same thing. I hope he goes to the doctor, and if it is cancer, I hope it's treatable. According to the Mayo Clinic, there's lots of different treatments for it, depending on the staging. If he said early stages, that would be either cancer stage 0 or 1, which means it could have precancerous cells or very isolated cancer if he's saying pre-cancer or early stages. So, but it could be 1 or 2, who knows? We will have to just see, but his weight loss is startling. 115 pounds. Yikes. All right, you guys, I would love to know what your thoughts are. Make sure you comment below. If you have not followed me yet on Instagram, make sure you do at Without a Crystal Ball. And I will be back later with more. Bye, guys.